Hello and welcome to the Dance Yourself Brave show, where we get real about the struggles dancers face, from confidence battles to self-doubt, and how dance has the power to make us braver, stronger, and more unstoppable in every area of life. I'm your host, Mariana Santos, founder of Brazily Fitness. And whether you're a seasoned dancer, a dance instructor, dance lover, or someone who's always wanted to dance but feels a little intimidated to start, this show is for you. Expect honest conversations, inspiring stories, and simple ways to bring more dance into your life, whether that's in the studio, on stage, or right in your living room. And if you're a dance instructor, we've got you covered with tips on how to grow your dance business, attract more students, and create a bigger impact through your passion for movement. So if you're ready to step out of your comfort zone, own your movement, and dance yourself brave, let's do this. Hello, everyone. So today we have Thanksgiving coming up at the end of the month, right? If you're American. If you're Canadian, like me, we had our Thanksgiving last month. But I don't know about you, but I always feel like Thanksgiving kind of gets overshadowed because, we're hyping up, getting excited for Halloween. And that's kind of like, especially if you have kids, right? That's usually the main focus is how Halloween is coming up, getting your house decorated and all that stuff, picking out costumes. And then I feel like Thanksgiving just goes by way too quickly and we don't really get a whole lot of time to focus on gratitude. So I want this episode to be focused on gratitude a little bit, just to kind of circle back to the importance of gratitude and how easy it is for us to kind of go down this spiral of negativity, just focusing on things in our lives that aren't going well. And specifically today, I want to talk about how dance can help you to really spark that fire of gratitude within you. So just to give you an example, right? Like, as you know, I'm a founder of a business. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, like I have a bunch of things going on and I'm still human, right? So even though I love what I do, it can be overwhelming, right? Just like, I think that sometimes people say that, oh, as long as you love what you're doing, it's never going to be hard. And that's not true, right? You're still going to have hard days, right? And I definitely have those days, but I'm lucky that what I do also involves dance, right? But what happens is that sometimes I get so caught up on the back end of things, right? The administration, the marketing, all the sales, like everything that goes on behind the scenes. And I don't spend as much time dancing, not as much as I expected I would be, right? I tell people all the time, like I never imagined how much sitting behind like a computer at a desk would be involved with starting a dance business. But the reality is, right, there's the whole business side that's, part of getting our message out there, right? So if I could spend every single day dancing, I'm sure that things would be different. But the reality is that I have to do all that hard stuff too, right? So I notice that for myself, when I'm spending less time dancing and I'm doing more of those things that don't necessarily make me feel alive, right? They're not necessarily my areas of expertise. And, I'm learning. There's a lot of failing, getting back up, right? Like learning from my mistakes. And it's not always fun, right? So as much as it's part of the journey, it's part of the process, it can feel a little bit overwhelming, right? So what I've noticed though over the past few years building my business is that usually that's because I'm not, dancing enough, right? I'm only dancing maybe a couple of times a week, right? So what I've noticed is that when I intentionally add like 5-10 minute pockets of dance throughout my day, especially towards the beginning of the day, that really sets the tone for my day. Like I think clearer. And then you just start thinking about like things that you're grateful for that you take for granted, right? Like as a dancer, like how awesome is it that you have your legs to get you moving, right? How awesome is it that you have your heart that beats for you, right? The rhythm that like reminds you that you're alive, right? It's all these things that we just walk through life, not even really like showing enough appreciation for, right? And there's so many people out there who would love to have, all amazing things that we have, right? And it's so easy to think, life is hard because of what X, Y, and Z that's going on in my life, right? So when you take some time to just reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your body, and, intentionally think of how dance makes you feel alive and how, like, how it brings out that that grateful side of you, it really, really makes a big difference. And there's also like there's a lot of science, right, behind gratitude. So it actually like did you know that like when you positively, like if you're intentionally about like thinking about what you're grateful for, that actually rewires your brain for positivity and resilience, right? So you train your brain to look for what's good, right? So there's like I remember a theory that said that like if, for example, let's say there's like this one red car that you've wanted to buy for your whole life. It's like your dream car and you've, like saved up for it, right? And you never see anyone drive that car. And then finally the day comes where you have the money for the car. You go out and buy it. Then all of a sudden you start to see that car everywhere, right? So what is happening there is that your brain has been like you've drawn attention to that red car, that specific red car. And that happens with everything in our lives. So everything that we focus on expands, right? And another example too, like from the Mel Robbins book, like I don't know if you read about the heart, right? So if you intentionally look for hearts, you start seeing hearts everywhere, right? And this happens to me. You see like them shaped as like a leaf shaped in a heart on the ground, or water drops that are shaped in a heart, and like the most random things, because you're training your brain to look for it, right? So the same thing happens when you're training your brain to look for positive things, like things that you're grateful for. And then you start to draw more and more of that positivity. It increases your faith. You start to think about, possibilities, like increases resilience, right? So that you're able to keep going even on hard days. And like I've mentioned this before, but like one of the things I loved the most when I moved to Brazil was how Brazilians, like they just naturally express gratitude through music, through dance and community. So even like when life isn't perfect, and I say this all the time, like Brazilians are known for like turning everything into the party. Like it could be complete chaos, the world is burning down, and they're still there, like in a circle, dancing and singing and like hoping that, things are going to get better, right? And they just have this like faith that, like this is just the storm right now and we just have to get through it, right? So that's something that I think that we could all learn from, right? So just like getting into that habit of focusing on what you're grateful for is like it's a game changer, really. And I know it's hard to do this when you're having a hard day. So that's why I really suggest like getting your body up, move a little bit more, and then just like kind of release those, those endorphins, like get that serotonin out there that like to make you feel good. And then like, and I'm talking like easy, like couple of minutes, right? It doesn't have to be something that takes so long. Okay. And then think about what you're grateful for. So that's the challenge I have for you today. Okay. So very simple. I want you to get up, move your body. Okay. Pick a song that you love. It could be a Brazilian song that you enjoy or any song that really like just hypes you up. Preferably do this in the morning. Okay. And what you're going to do is like just dance like any way your body wants to move. Okay. So don't think about choreography. Don't think about, oh, do I look silly? Like you can do this like in the privacy of your own room, in your bathroom, wherever you want. Okay. No one has to see. And then at the end of the song, I want you to just place your hand on your heart and you're going to think of 3 things that you're grateful for. Okay. You can say it out loud. You can close your eyes, just like really take some slow, deep breaths, and you can say it like to yourself or you can say it out loud. Okay. And don't overcomplicate it, right? Like think about the things that you're grateful for that day in the moment. Okay. And that can change from day to day. And bonus, you can also do this before going to bed, because then you set the day, like you start the day on the right note and you end it on the right note too, right? So that is like a double whammy, right? So that is my challenge for you today. That's also the challenge that I gave everyone who's in our web app. So we always have a monthly challenge. So I thought I'd share that with you guys too this month. But yeah, focus on gratitude and especially like use dance as a tool to just really connect with your body and connect with who you are as a person and all the amazing things that not only that you have, but like the amazing skills that like the person that you are and what you can contribute to the world, right? And never forget that you're special, right? There's a reason you're here. I always say this, like I firmly believe that each and every one of us, we were put on the planet with a mission, like something we're supposed to do in the world. And, sometimes it feels like so big and scary when we hear that calling of what we're meant to do. But getting into motion, proving to yourself that you can do hard things is the secret to just taking one step and then the next step and figuring things out along the way. And that is the key to living within alignment of what you're meant to be doing, helping other people, helping yourself, because nothing feels better than when you're helping people, right? Like sometimes I think it's almost like a little selfish, right? Like you're helping other people, but you're the one who feels amazing doing it, right? So focus on gratitude, release kind of like, of course, and I don't want this to be like a toxic positivity thing, right? If you are having a bad day, okay, allow yourself to feel your feelings, right? If you're feeling angry, like for me, like my go-to is crying, okay? So I like my horoscope sign is Cancer. My husband knows this. Like I need to cry. Like if I'm having a bad day, I need to cry, let it all out. I can journal, like just get it out of my brain. And then I reshift. I dance, right? I journal like positive things. I shift into gratitude, right? So just don't let yourself spiral, right? So acknowledge your feelings, feel your feelings, but don't get stuck in them. Okay. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, if you know anyone who would benefit from this episode, please share because, like I always say, sharing is caring, right? It's the best way to get the message out there and have more people just living with more joy, with more gratitude and more love. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Dance Yourself Brave show. If today's episode got you hyped, inspired, or just made you want to bust a move, do me a favor. Subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear today's message. Sharing is caring after all. And hey, don't forget, your courage is already in you. Sometimes you just gotta dance it out to feel it. Catch you next time. Keep shining and keep dancing yourself brave.